the best part about this is that when this starts getting uploaded to YouTube, there's just going to be that one day where I go from having hair to this, and it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird for people, but this is me now. This is me now. So this Habs team, right? There are some free agents available, as you'd suspect. There are often free agents available. We are trying to get this team to not suck. Carey is still our goaler, because of course he is. We need goalies. We need 3 goalies for this beautiful, beautiful team. Carey went from an 84 to an 89 and back down to an 83, which is awesome. Chris, hello. Good to see you. The frickin' Ballad of Carey Price here. Defensively, we have Mr. Petrie on the right-hand side. He'll be staying. We have David Savard, who is down to a top 6 defenseman, which is unfortunate. Alexander Romanov, he is an RFA, but we'll be looking to keep him. And Edmondson, who is also down to a top 6. So we have room for defensemen. We do. We have room for defensemen. And then forward-wise, we have Mr. Nick Suzuki. I don't know how a 90 is a top, second line forward. Josh Anderson, who unfortunately has gone up to a top 6 forward, which is brutal. Brendan Gallagher, also still here. So we take inventory on who is on this team. Christian Dvorak is here. Don't plan on getting rid of him quite yet. Mike Hoffman. This is going to be a problem to fit everybody on this team. You got Cole Caulfield on the right, which means Anderson or Gallagher might be going. There is Mr. Armia. And then some guy named Connor Bedard that we just drafted, which is lovely. And then Ryan Poehling is still here. God, this team's going to be weird. This team's going to be real weird. Jesse Ilonin's apparently ready for prime time. Right. Okay. So we really don't have room for too many of the top free agents that are out there. A reminder of the top free agents that were out there. There's some good ones. There's some good ones. Some expensive ones. But some good ones. Goalie-wise, Yaroslav Halak bounced up to medium elite. Love to see that. We would technically, as much as I'd love to bring Fleury home, maybe we'll make an exception for Fleury to bring him to Montreal to be the backup this year. I mean, bringing Halak back to Montreal would be hilarious after all these years. It would be pretty funny. Project goalie-wise, I mean, there's Lindbergh. We used him for a bit in Pittsburgh. There's Kochikov, who the Canes elected not to sign for some reason. There's also Olivier Rodrigue. So if we don't go for the exemption, we're definitely bringing in the Russian. But I do like the idea of bringing back Halak or Fleury. I think it'd be pretty funny. I do think it'd be pretty funny. I mean, especially $6 million of Yaroslav Halak. We'll come back to it, though. Defensively, RFA-wise, Eric Chernak, Carrier, Fabro, Keandre Miller. Don't really think we're going to go after any of the RFAs. They're going to be way too expensive in terms of price, at least for now. So UFA-wise, again, one more chance to bring Chris Letang home. There's also Sanheim, who's not even really looking for that much money. Well, I mean, we missed out on Letang last year. We'll see if he wants to make the same mistake and turn us down again. It's pretty much where we're at. There's also Max Gilden, who's not that bad. $10 million of Chris Letang. Let's do it. I'm willing to have it be a one-year deal. That's an outrageous amount of money. But I have $22 million in cap space. I need to have some people take up cap space, so let's do it. We'll see if Letang wants in. And then I think goalie-wise, I mean, Fleury already has an offer. Oh God, it's from Ottawa. You know, let's stay to within what we have set up. We'll send Kochikov an offer. It has to be an ELC level deal too. And then forward-wise, RFAs. DeBrincat is an RFA, so is Meyer, so is Hedel. Caulfield is technically an RFA. We'll be able to protect him and Paling. Tanner Jeannot is out there as an RFA. Johnny Gruden. All right. UFA-wise, though, Tomas Hertl. We do technically have room for one person in the top 6. What do we have for prospects right now? Nobody. Nobody great. O'Brien. Jay O'Brien, formerly of the Flyers. I mean, bringing in Tyler Bertuzzi for the memes would be great. Then there's the idea of bringing Patrice Bergeron home, just to really hurt my soul. Nobody has an offer in on Bertuzzi or Hertl yet. I mean, we could sign Hertl. Suzuki can play the left wing. Hertl could be our top center. Didn't have a very good time with the Sharks. Again, Hertl is a very, very underrated player. A lot of people don't realize just how good he is. Bertuzzi, we ended up not giving him any of the X factors, apparently. He's just a really good player. I mean, I think we have to go for Hertl. And if we can't get him, go after Bergeron or Bertuzzi. It's only a 1-year deal that he wants. We have $22 million in space. We sent a $10 million offer to Chris Letang. So even if it's a 1-year deal at $11 million just to try and get him here, we can do it. Let's go after Hertl. Let's go after Letang. Let's go after Kochikov. That's what we're doing. That is what we are doing. From here, we need a goalie coach. There are 2 A-grade coaches out there, though. Let's fire that goalie coach real quick. See what we can do about bringing these 2 in. I highly doubt we end up with these 2 unless I go for like the full max offer, which I'm not going to do because it'd be a pain in the ass. But hey, we'll see what happens. We shall see. So let's go with a decent amount of money there. And Sylvain Fortier. Sylvain. Let's see what we got. See what we got. There we go. So we'll see if those go through. And then scout-wise, I have like no scouts signed right now. It's brutal. I think I wrote down though. Didn't I? Could have sworn I wrote down. I don't think I kept the Word doc over what people became scouts and coaches. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really too concerned about hiring real-life dudes at this point. Holy A-minuses. Raheel, what's going on, buddy? Go Habs, go. Go Bald, go. I mean, hey. If one of us goes, the other goes with them, right? So, there you go. We'll do what we gotta do. So like I said, unlike in the Penguins challenge, it's like, yeah, let's just do whatever we want to do for staff and scouts and stuff. Because why not? Go for those A-minuses. Pull it off, low-key. I hope that was a compliment. It is. It is. Again, it does look better than I thought it would. Fortier went to Nashville. No surprise. Let's see what happens with all these scouts. But yeah, no, it works a little bit better than I would have thought, huh? Alright, Schellenmacher signed. Come on, Crystal Tang. You know you want to sign here, buddy. You know you do. Holy scouts. Jesus. Kochikov signed. So here we go. Hurdle and Letang. Letang signs, Hurdle signs. Let's go. Big money. Big money spent by the Habs. We have $4 million, just a little bit under $4 million left in cap space. Tomas Hurdle joins the team. I made a mistake in saying that Suzuki could play the left-hand side. He can't. He can only play the right-hand side. I think it's Dvorak that can play the left, though. This is going to be interesting to see how this team gets put together. Also, Caulfield and Paling, if they get offer sheets, I could be in a little bit of trouble. Could be in a little bit of trouble. Because we are absolutely stacked down that right-hand side. Where someone like Armia is probably going to have to go anyway. Maybe. Gallagher, Anderson, Caulfield, a lot. This is going to be rough to see how this plays out. But we'll deal with the punches as they show up. Alright. I think we're good on all of that. Let's go to August 1st like we do. I still don't want to completely raid the free agent list there. In terms of big money sign, and there we go. Romanov gets a offer from Nashville, who we managed to outduel for Hurdle. We will match that. 2 years at 2.255. We will match that. Definitely. The only thing now is if Caulfield gets an offer sheet, I could really be in trouble. Again, I will mention as well, in terms of like the big free agent signings, we'll look around at rosters to see who went where. So let's see what we need here then to fill out this roster. So we have 3 goalies signed. I need 2 AHL level goalies. Defensively, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Honestly, we should be okay. Maybe 1 defender. 1 defender would make a decent amount of sense. And then the rest need to be forwards. Let's see who's still out there. Let's see who is still out there. In terms of prospects, Lindbergh is still out there. We'd be kind of dumb to not sign him at this point. So, yeah, let's go after Lindbergh. And Tarasov does make a lot of sense, but not really. Got Talon Boyko, our boy Ben Goodrow. Korhonen, not that bad. Korhonen's not that bad. Bjorklund, Dylan Garand. It's going to be Dylan Garand that we go after here. How close is Mayu to NHL caliber? I believe I just saw him at a 71. Supposed to go to Vegas, Tampa tonight in Vegas. It probably will get canceled at this rate. It's pretty much the way you got to view every NHL game at this point. Is it going to get canceled or postponed? I mean, technically postponed. And the answer is likely yes. No reason to not sign Wyatt Wiley. And then for forwards. I'd love to bring Alex Radulov back. We already have no room on the main NHL team. Phillips didn't really get better. Actually, RFAs, Paling, Caulfield, and Hedel. We're going to have to be careful with the money. We got Borgstrom, Tufte. What are you doing with Cole? I'm waiting for him to drop his asking price is what I'm doing. Let's go for Cody Clark. First round losers, what's up? Bring in Cody Clark. We will bring in Riley Sutter, all the unwanteds from the Washington Capitals. We might as well bring in Ronberg. I don't know why the Golden Knights didn't keep him. Brings us up to 47. And then from there, we got to be really careful because I'm sure there's a lot of... Yeah, there's a shitload of medium 9s. 69 at 20 years old. There's Schnarr. Cotter's not that bad from Vegas. Got Tim Gettinger, who I don't think I have space for. Let's see. Okay. Our last dude is going to be the Sternborg. We should be alright from there. Beautiful. Ryan Poehling gets an offer sheet from the Red Wings. So we are officially in a situation where I have to move the salary. I was kind of hoping to avoid this, but what are you going to do? So we are officially in a situation where we have to move people out. Okay, I have a general idea of who we're going to move here too. Got a general idea of who we're going to move. It's unstoppable for... yeah, you know, actually, I think that. Unstoppable force being given as an ability to people that draw a lot of penalties. I can see the justification in that. Alright. We would be... I mean, God, we got a bunch of 77s and 76s that might get better. We'd be better off moving a forward. So just to look really quickly here then, let's reestablish this. So Hurdle is presumably the 1C. With Suzuki as the 2C. So long as Suzuki doesn't become a top-line forward this offseason. Then we have Gallagher on the right, Anderson on the right. Dvorak is going to have to become a left wing. Or could technically... Well, no, he can't technically be the third line center because Bedard is... Okay. So we got Bedard as the fourth line center. And we can have Poehling still for the moment as the fourth line center, if not a wing. Ilanen is going to be the fourth line right wing. He's the only one that's locked into a spot. God, I hate the scrolling thing. It's broken as shit. So we know Cole can be the third line right wing, at least for the moment, unless he blows that up. Which means on that left-hand side, it's Dvorak, Hoffman, Armia. And the right guy to get rid of right now is Armia. Because that way, third line left wing could potentially be Ryan Poehling, if need be. Armia, sir, I hate to tell you, I think you're gone. You got a year left after this one. Had 36 points last year, not that bad. But at 3.4, I mean, I need someone the caliber of Mike Hoffman and what he can bring in the top six. And Dvorak, you could argue, is just as good, if not better than Armia, if he needs to be. I mean, if we had to play Dvorak top six, I'd rather play him top six than Armia. So, straight up for Dominic Bach, straight up for James Reimer, straight up for Cole Lind. Any rules in the series? Not as rule heavy, the same general kind of guidelines though. We're not going to rip off the AI if we can help it. So the question is, do we look at Bach? Do we look at Lind? Do we look at Franco? I mean, I guess that's pretty much all we can do is look at who Carolina has, look at Dallas, see if there's anybody who's better than the picks that Nashville were offering. So they were offering Bach, who's a 76 at 23, They're offering Kalen Lind, or Callan Lind, I think it's Kalen, who's better than Franco. So Kalen Lind's a 71 at 18. Dallas was offering Johnston, who's a 74 at 20. Is his name James? I'll check. It's Jody. Jody. Honestly, the deal straight up for Johnston seems like a slam dunk. Dallas gets better. We get back a prospect that we probably should have to pay more to get. I'll throw in a little bit more to make it worth their while. It's already worth their while, but again, I don't like ripping off the AI. Dallas is over the cap, apparently. I mean, it can reorganize itself afterwards. Let's throw in... I mean, see, this hurts. But I'm going to really make it worth their while by throwing Danny Heatley into the trade. That hurts. No, I'm not going to throw in Danny Heatley. Fuck that. We're keeping Danny. Let's go. What do we throw into this deal to really make it worth their while? Let's give up Solani. Let's give up Solani and a bunch of trash. We'll give up Solani and a bunch of trash. There we go. You could turn those into 7th rounders, Dallas. Congratulations. Done deal. And again, it hurts, but we had to give away somebody. Armia is the guy. And we will match the offer for Ryan Poehling. We will not be giving him up, as we await to see what happens with Cole Caulfield, who is offer sheeted by the Los Angeles Kings. Just under $6 million for 3 years. It would be a first and a third. Damn it. I was really hoping all these guys would make it to the preseason. They did not. We need to clear another $2 million worth of space. We need to clear another $2 million worth of space. Again, I don't really want to get rid of Savard or Edmondson right now. Not that I want them to really be on this team, but otherwise our defense gets completely obliterated. The forward core can take more of a hit. Hoffman, Dvorak, Poehling on the left. I think it's got to be that defender. I think it's got to be. I'd prefer to keep Josh Anderson for now. Jake Evans, Antoine Morand. I'd love to move that little bit of salary, if it even does anything. Let's see. Oh my god, the menu's really freaking out here. Okay, yep, sure, just back me out all the way. That's fine. Okay. We got Evans, we got Morand. You got Letang on the right, you got Petrie on the right. It's got to be David Savard. It's got to be. It's a movable deal. No trades found, huh? It's probably because we have the other two tacked on. Till Tom, what's up? So David Savard, Jeremy Poirier in a third, Danielson in a third. So basically Calgary offering prospects and picks. Islanders were doing the same. So Danielson, let's basically see what's up with Calgary here. And the one thing I didn't do with Dallas was to see if they actually needed Armia, but it kind of is what it is. Yeah, there's no denying that Calgary can use a player. I almost feel bad taking away Jeremy Poirier. Like, he's right there. Like, play him at the NHL level this year. Jesus. Danielson's a bit more of a toss-up. Danielson might be the natural guy to take here. I wouldn't be robbing them of Jeremy Poirier. Wouldn't be robbing them of Coronado. Danielson is good, obviously, but it's at least not a, you know, like a built-in prospect that they had. Honestly, Danielson and the third is a bit too much. Like, I wouldn't feel cool taking a third rounder off of them with that. I mean, maybe like a fourth, but that third rounder is a bit too much. It's not like Savard had a good season last year. It's actually pretty bad. To the point where Danielson's a bit of a stretch, but we'll take that. I'll at least move it from a third to a fourth. We'll send David Savard out to Calgary. And that leaves us with about $6.5 million in cap space, which means we have more than enough to bring Caulfield in and to match this offer. A lot of people are unhappy that we traded away David, though. Excuse me. I have the cap space. What the fuck are you on about? Okay, yeah. Okay. You literally saw it in the top left corner. I had $6 million in cap space. And now it's saying I can't match this. Cool. Well, we're getting him back. That's ridiculous. We're getting him back. Oh, cool. So it adjusted. So how short were we of having the cap space then? How short were we? Of course the number would readjust. Yeah, why wouldn't the number readjust? I was technically 200K short. Had I traded Jake Evans as well, I would have been fine. Because the fucking numbers readjusted. We're getting him back. You could take your first and third back. And you can take Jake Evans. Barks neither. We just happened to pick him up in a trade. Yeah, we're getting him back. It's ridiculous. The number readjusted when it shouldn't have. Let's give up Sternborg here because he was just a random free agent signing. God, it's so fucking stupid. I love when numbers like that readjusted. Abraham, I already answered that, though. So stupid. God, Heinrich has no value whatsoever. The difficulty's already on easy. They're just going to be a pain in the ass about doing the trade. Because his value is... they don't want to trade him. Well, this is nice, having to give up prospects that I shouldn't have to give up to get a deal done. Sweeten it just a touch. Alright. We'll give up, I guess, Max Nomesnikov. Actually, let's give up Hirvonen, because he was a random free agent signing. We used him in Pittsburgh. I don't want to use him again. So basically, LA gets Evans, Sternborg, and Hirvonen out of me. But we do get Cole Caulfield back, because, yeah, that was stupid. It was bullshit. All right. Well, that little hurdle aside, our roster is almost set. Thank God. Thank God. All right. I mean, again, the number just readjusted. I could have sworn it was like, oh, yeah, you have like $6.5 million. Whew, Tristan Luneau. Almost ready to sign. Nobody that we immediately want to sign there, though. So let's take a look. We need to hope that Caulfield's still a third-line guy. And he's not, which means Josh Anderson's getting traded. We'll start off with the goalies. Oh, my God. Carey Price went from an 84 to an 89 to an 82. Right. Also, Philip Lindbergh has to play at the NHL level. So Primo and Garand in the AHL. Kochetkov, Price, Lindbergh at the NHL. Good. Defense. is Madman. It will be, yes. It's Petrie, Letang, and Brook on the right. Romanov, Edmondson, and either Millman or Struble. I mean, it makes sense to give Brook the chance on that right-hand side, so we'll send down Wyatt Wiley. And then left-hand side is going to be Romanov, Edmondson, and either Millman or Struble. Let's give Jaden Struble the chance as an actual Habs prospect. Forward-wise, here's where it becomes problematic. So, we have Hurdle presumably as the 1C. Suzuki can stay as the 2C, which is good. And then it's either Anderson, Gallagher, or Caulfield. One of them has to be traded. Third line. I had a feeling Paling was going to jump up. I had a feeling. Third line, we know the center is going to be Connor Bedard. Which means you have Paling, Hoffman, Dvorak on the left. Honestly, I'd rather play Ryan Paling, top line left wing, and then go Hoffman, and then go Dvorak. And then Jesse Ilanen will be the fourth line right wing. Brits, what's up? I can play second liners on the top line, yes, but the problem is Anderson, Gallagher, Caulfield. That means there's 2 spots in the top 6. And none of them can play left wing. That's the problem. So those 2 spots disappear very quickly. Ronberg, unfortunately, is going to have to be tacked on into a trade that I hopefully don't get in trouble for. And you got Harvey Pinard at depth, and no one else that really has to be there. I mean, obviously Caulfield stays. It's just a question of Gallagher or Anderson. And Gallagher was our leading scorer last year at 73 points. Josh Anderson honestly didn't do that bad. But, yeah, we got to move on from him. At least the idea of moving on from Anderson is a bit more stomachable, I would say, in that he had a good year. It would be a little bit more realistic that a team would be willing to go after him than Gallagher. So Hurdle top line center. Gallagher second line right wing. Anderson gone. Caulfield's accounted for. Suzuki, Bedard, Paling, Hoffman, Dvorak, Ilanen. Okay. All right. Actually, we don't have to get rid of Romberg specifically, and I can avoid trouble. Because we can run Ilanen on the third line right wing spot, and then Romberg on the fourth line. And then Harvey Pinard can be the fourth line left wing, which means we just need a fourth line center. And that could honestly be Michael Pezzetta, who's continued to get better. It could be Michael Pezzetta, Antoine Morand. I mean, Pezzetta's 25 at this point, only has a 71 for faceoffs. Morand is 24. Honestly, Morand would fit in more on that fourth line because it's more of a skill line. So we're going to give Antoine Morand the opportunity. So yeah, unfortunately, Josh Anderson has to go. Even if we didn't sign Hurdle, Josh Anderson would still have to go. So let's see what deal is out there for him. And if I had known for sure, I just would have used him in the other deal. No trades found for Josh Anderson. We're gonna have to do this ourselves. Let's see what's out there in terms of potential returns. Matt Duchene obviously does not help the current issue. I'm telling you, Josh Anderson's a very Bruins-based player. My God. You have Beecher, Yarosek, and Lassell. The Bruins do not have the cap space for it, though, at all. At all. Chicago. They're only offering Regula and Pushkarev. Detroit could really use a player like Josh Anderson. They are $30 million below the ceiling. Good Lord, could Detroit use a player like him, but they're only trying to get rid of Fabry, who they've completely destroyed their relationship with. So they're going to have a bitch of a time because all of their contracts are about to be readjusted. Unless I do them a solid and trade for like Robert Mastrosimone. Yeah, Detroit's about to have a real bad time. The LA Kings. Hey, look, I could reacquire Philip Deneau, who I don't have space for. It's also Adrian Kempe, though. Second liner. Damn, it doesn't work. Nashville. Doesn't work. Ottawa. For Brady Tkachuk. Doesn't work for what we're doing here, though. Pittsburgh, they don't want him. That's not going to help. Morale is on. Yes, I always play with Morale on. San Jose. Logan Couture, Evander Kane. Oof. Athanasiou. Andreas Athanasiou as a third-line right wing. Wouldn't be that bad. And then there's the Vlasic contract, which is awful. But they're not really giving up anybody that would make it worth it to me. Like, I can't imagine Logan Couture being that much better than, like, Christian Dvorak. Nor would it be great to, like, take on Vlasic just to get Logan Couture. You know? I mean, Vlasic's he's just a pure cap oil at this point. I can see why we didn't get any offers for Josh Anderson. The St. Louis Blues are looking to blow up their roster. Interesting. Obviously, like, Pareko's out there. Justin Falk. I'm trying to think here. Falk wouldn't fit on the right. Parayko wouldn't fit right now either. We'd have to move another defender. You do have Torrey Krug, but that value is way too high. Shen doesn't fit. Hornqvist is the veteran third line right wing. Even then, that's not a great fit. Yeah, this is a problem. Trying to get rid of Josh Anderson right now. This is a big, big problem. There's that monster deal that they signed Galchenyuk to because he had a good season. And now he's a fourth line left wing making $5 million. Oh, Anaheim, you blew it. Oh, you blew it. Like, if they were willing to trade their first round pick, which they're not, I would consider taking Galchenyuk. But because they don't want to trade that first rounder, it's not worth it to me. Not at all. Or if they were at least giving up a prospect, it could be worth it. It's funny, they ended up with Max Domi as well. Like, Logan Cooley's there. Yeah, they really don't. It's really not worth it to me to take on Galchenyuk for 2 years. Like, Anderson's a pretty valuable, piece at this point. Much as I'd love Jacob Perreault, it doesn't really fit. Jackson Lacombe would be a pretty damn good return. The issue is they don't really need Josh Anderson. They are already overly saturated in terms of forwards. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous how many people they have. I'd take Benoit Olivier Giroux if I could, but yeah, Anaheim really just doesn't work. And then the Coyotes, again, just we're looking to get rid of like already established players. Like that's Kevin Hayes, for God's sakes. Like they have butchered the potential, or excuse me, the overalls of some of these guys. Like those are the real cheap dudes to pick up. I mean, they do have good prospects. They also ended up signing DeBrincat. Madman, again, I'm not doing it super rule heavy. So we are allowed to just outright trade him.
Oh, good for you!
Doing here. Pens fan number 1. Thank you for the follow. Barrett Hayton doesn't really fit what we got going on here either. Could take on Victor Soderstrom, I guess, but do they really need another forward? Oh my God, they signed Alex DeBrincat to $15 million for 7 years. I mean, DeBrincat's worth it. He's incredible, but holy shit. Ender, what's up, dude? Man, again, they have like this ridiculous log jam of forwards. There's nobody that I want. Boston would have to shed $4 million worth of salary. And again, they have too many forwards. Buffalo, I'd have to take on $5 million of salary. Buffalo are the ones that ended up with Bertuzzi. How's Ball of Life treating you? Not too bad so far. Again, Buffalo, just way too many people. Calgary. Is there a team that fits Calgary? The ones that signed Patrice Bergeron. All right, Colorado could use another top 6 forward. Well, we would have to take on about $4 million worth of salary to pull this off, though. Obviously, Newhook wouldn't really work. You have Alex Killorn. That certainly wouldn't work. Is this Craig Smith? It is. That wouldn't work. Craig Smith could technically work as a third liner for us. Craig Smith could work. The question is, though, do they have anybody else to make that deal worthwhile? In terms of, like, prospects, and I doubt it. I mean, they are looking to give up Drew Hellison. Okay, I mean, yeah, the Avs are giving away some prospects here. I wouldn't mind getting Sam Maremba again. So it would be for Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson basically for Hellison and Maremba, but we take on Craig Smith for the year. I would also have to throw Ronberg into the deal and hope that I don't get in trouble for it. But basically this dude wouldn't fit anymore. I don't know what the value is looking like for this particular deal. Let's see what it's looking like. Quite far off, huh? What about this? They would take that, but we're saving salary to sign our pending free. Okay, cool. So Colorado's not going to work. God. This Josh Anderson deal is going to be pretty damn difficult. This Josh Anderson deal is going to be very tough. I don't want to say let him just get claimed on waivers at this point, but it's worth thinking about. Detroit works, man. And they need a lot. They need a lot. Problem is, Robbie Fabry doesn't fit. Because Hoffman's a second liner, is he not? Hoffman's a third liner. Not that we'd even have to take back Fabry. Detroit is probably our best bet. It's just who the hell can we get that makes it worth it? Like, Jonathan Berggren would be great, but he doesn't fit the team. I mean, in theory, he could if we drop Romberg, then Alanin goes down to the fourth line. Berggren wouldn't be that bad. But I also don't want to rob Detroit of Jonathan Berggren. There's Albert Johansson, Joe Valeno. Honestly, Joe Valeno could use a bit of a change of scenery at this point. Maybe we pick up Joe Valeno. We do need a fourth line center. Maybe we can rehab him a little bit. It's Toy Misto. His values are pretty close. Then again, there's Robert Mastrosimone. Like, they do need another top six forward. Old 6'8" Elmer Soderblom. They do need another top six forward. We need to move this guy out. Hey, if we wanted to pick up all the problematic players, we could pick up this douche. Pick up Eric with the very French name. We definitely still have some value to work with there, but not a ton because they don't want to trade him. I'd love to pick up McIsaac again, but we did use him for a short time in Pittsburgh. A couple of different names I'm considering. What if we go Valeno and Soderblom? And maybe throw like a third rounder next year into the mix. Not that I want to get rid of Josh Anderson, but we have to. Done deal. Josh Anderson on his way to Detroit. He was the unfortunate odd man out in that situation. So forward-wise now, it is Hurdle, Suzuki, Gallagher. Everybody there is good. We can send down Morand. We can send down Soderblom. So it's Harvey Pinard on the left, Romberg on the right, Valeno in the middle. Currently making a roster for old Gen X. Oof, donkey, have fun with that. I'd hate to have to recreate anything like that. Massive, massive time sink. So Valeno on the fourth line. We have Bedard on the third line with Dvorak or Hoffman. Alright, we don't know if we're going to be keeping the same head coach. Honestly, maybe Hoffman gets dropped for Dvorak. Dvorak, Suzuki, Caulfield. Not entirely sure what we want to do there, but those are the forward lines this year. I really want to give Ryan Poehling a good opportunity to develop here. He's 24. He's kind of in a make-or-break moment. You could even argue Dvorak on the top line. Yeah, those are pretty much the forward lines here then. And defensively, you got Petrie and Letang on that right-hand side with Josh Brook. Love that +5. Not too excited about that -1, but it's not the end of the world. Carey will still be the starter. So it's looking okay. I mean, again, the one thing we should really do right now is just double-check the coaching staff and make sure that we have the best guy available for the job, and we don't. It's either going to be Urquhart or Schoenmakers as our guy. So if we look at Urquhart, 60%. And if we look at Schoenmakers, 63. Looks like Miles Schoenmakers might be our guy. Yeah, Miles Schoenmakers is our guy. There we go. We got our coach. We got pretty much everything set up. So the only thing to do, let's drop Bergevin down. Let's bump up Lambert. And then down in the AHL, let's cut Russ Hutchinson. Drop this dude down, then we just need our 2 goalie coaches. And we're fine. So hopefully, maybe, possibly, potentially, we will be okay at the end of this. I hate that we had to move on from Josh Anderson, a season after he did so well, but we kind of knew that was coming with, me playing people within what they're expected to play and knowing that Gallagher and Anderson and Caulfield were all just kind of natural right wingers. Like, that was just bound to be what happened.